It's been quite a while. I haven't been online, um, but today I just felt I needed to come on and talk a little bit about the topic as to why most people's dreams remain unaccomplished. I'm actually in Germany right now. I've been here most of this week. Came here for a conference, and I will be here till um, this weekend, and then I'm off to Germany. I'm sorry, I'm off to the UK for a couple of days and then back to the US. But this afternoon, morning, or wherever you are, if you're in the US, it's probably morning. If you are in Europe or in Africa, this is afternoon. I want to talk to you particularly about why most dreams remain unaccomplished, why most people aren't able to accomplish their dreams. Um, I got thinking about this because it was heavy on my mind over the last few weeks with the series of meetings that I'm having here in Europe. And I also saw a few posts online from people that were kind of close to me. And I think it was just a season for me to notice this problem. And the more I noticed it, the more I began to think about it because for me, it's not necessarily a thing that I'm going through, but I realized that my calling is to identify areas of um, where there are gaps in the lives of individuals that could benefit from it. So I began to notice certain trends, and which are the things that I want to talk about. Number one of the reasons why most people do not accomplish their dreams is that they aren't willing to pay the price for success in whatever area that might be. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this and I'll break that down a bit because I really need you to understand this. There is nothing you want to accomplish in life that does not have a price tag associated with it. Here's the truth. Anything that you do not work for, you cannot sustain. Anything you don't work for, you cannot keep. Whatever you do not pay a price or a premium for, you do not appreciate because you have not put in the effort, your sweat and toil into it. So how do you become someone who can accomplish every dream? First of all, you have to clearly be able to identify what it is that you want to accomplish. What are the things that you dream about? Do you even know them? Do you even know the things that you want? I've come to understand that a lot of people want things, but they're not even sure what they want. I mean, if you can't tell precisely in a matter of minutes, clearly, or in a matter of seconds, exactly what it is that you want to accomplish, then it simply means that in your mind, you have not yet comprehended that thing enough to be able to see it clearly and define a roadmap from where you are to where you need to be to get what you desire. So, having said all of that, the first thing I want you to notice is that most people are unwilling to pay the price for success. And success in whatever area of life that you're looking at begins with you first identifying what it is that you want. Now, having said that, let me digress a little bit. And I think this is somewhat important. Whatever it is that you want to accomplish can be attained through several means. One way is through mentors. Another way is through a personal quest, meaning that you're willing to sit down, do the study, do the research, pay the price, do whatever is necessary for you to become transformed into the person that you need to be in order for you to attain the things that you desire. Or number two, you have to go sit down under individuals who've been able to accomplish the same things that you're dreaming about, or they have a similarity, or they've been able to do something similar to what it is that you want to do. And then you can be able to glean from what they've done and be able to get the same results that they desire, that they have, but in your own way. Maybe it might be exactly the same thing. There's no point trying to reinvent the wheel if somebody is already doing what it is that you're dreaming about. Just go sit down with them, learn what they know, and then begin to apply it, but be sure to add your own values to it in order for it to work specifically for you. So there's the issue of mentorship, there's the issue of taking the time to do whatever it is. But at the bottom line is that there is a price that needs to be paid for anything that you desire. Unfortunately, most people are unwilling to pay the price. And let me tell you this, and if you don't hear anything that I'm saying this afternoon, hear this. There is nothing that you want to accomplish in life that has value that does not have a price tag. Do you understand? You have to pay a price for anything of value. It's kind of interesting. In fact, I've noticed this trend personally in my own life over the last few months. You know, when you go speak at events, and by God's grace, I've had the opportunity of speaking pretty much globally. I'm traveling around. I'm in Europe right now, and I get back next week. I'm going to be back in America. And then the week after that, or a couple of weeks after that, I'm going to be headed out to eastern part of Europe, and then from there to West Africa. But here's one thing I've noticed. People will always walk up to you and say, I would like you to be my mentor. I would like you to teach me the things that you know. I would like to learn from you. But what many people forget is that mentorship is not necessarily association. Mentorship is learning from an individual things or values, or extracting the values that an individual lives by, and then turning around to actually begin to apply those things to your own life. Okay? But the problem is most people are unwilling to pay the price for mentorship. And when I'm talking about a price, it's not only monetary, it is also the work required for you to attain the things that they attain. I'm just sitting down, I was thinking about it. In 2017, just the last year alone, I spent over $3,000 in personal development programs, just personally, just spending money on things that will add value to me. In between 2013 and 2000, no, actually between 2011 and 2013, I believe I spent over $16,000 on personal development programs. But many people are unwilling to do that. You cannot get the best of anything by looking for freebies. There are no freebies on the journey to success. There are no shortcuts on the journey to success. There is nobody that will give you things of value without you paying a premium, meaning that if you have a mentor, you have to pay a price. That price would require sleepless nights. It will require developing a strong relationship. It will require sitting down to read their materials. It will require being there when they need you, because it is during those quiet times where nobody is that the nuggets, the true secrets to their success is being unraveled. It may require you traveling with them to, I remember for over 12 years, I was traveling with a specific mentor. I mean, for 12 years, 12 whole years, from the year 2003 to 2015, I was traveling the world with a mentor, just so that I can be close enough to learn the things that I can learn, to glean from his private times, but you see, my journeys, my trips, all those things that I took were at my own expense because I knew what I wanted. So there is a price for success, and most people do not accomplish their dreams because they are unwilling to pay the price for success. And let me take this opportunity to speak to those of you who are in Nigeria. One of the things that I have committed to doing is I've given myself a commitment of 3 to 5 years to invest back in Nigeria, because I see great potential. I see great opportunities. But here's the crazy thing. I've come to discover that a lot of Nigerians, I'm not saying all Nigerians, I said a lot of Nigerians are hungry. They are desperate. They want to do whatever it takes to gain or become successful, as long as it does not cost them anything. No, sir. No, ma'am. That will never happen. Anything that will add value to your life is going to cost you something. I've seen so many young people who come up to me and say, oh, Dala, I love what you're doing. I'll do whatever it takes to just learn from you and glean. I mean, I'm not the smartest person around, but at least I believe I can hold my own. I've paid a price to get to where I am. And many of these young people forget. And not just young people, a whole bunch slew of people, including those who are not that young, but they are not willing to pay a price for success. They are not willing to sit down and do the work. It's not wishful thinking. It is not wishful thinking. Success is going to cost you something. A lot of times it's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you your pride. It's going to cost you sleepless nights a lot of the times. But there is a premium that you need to pay. All right. If you want somebody to be your mentor, be willing to do whatever it is that they do so that you can get what they have. It does not happen by chance. It does not happen by wishful thinking. All right. So if you want most of your dreams to come to fruition, you need to pay the price for it. That is one thing. So I just want you to just take a moment, think about that for a moment. I have probably for the rest of this weekend, whenever I have a few minutes, I'll come on here and talk about one nugget or the other. But this is just something I want you to think about, that in order for you to accomplish your dreams, you must be ready to pay a premium. You must be ready to pay a price. Nobody gives away anything of value for free. Nobody gives away. You cannot find anything for value for free. That's why when you go to the store, the cost of a diamond is much greater than that of a paper notebook. All right. Because one is easy to find, the other one took a lot of sweat, toil, went through a very thorough refining process. And the beauty, nobody's going to look at you and say, oh, that's such a beautiful note. But I'm pretty sure when everybody sees, you know, a 20 carat, or I don't know much about diamonds or gold, but if somebody sees anything jewel or value on you, they will recognize it. Why? Because that product has gone through a refining process. So be ready to pay the price to be refined, whatever that price might be, wherever it is that you need to go, whatever it is that you need to do, be ready to pay the price for success. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back with you sometime tomorrow.